Hi, everyone, and welcome to part two of Growing Your Sales. And today we're going to focus on fundraising and how that opportunity can really help you jumpstart your business. I'm Dawn Kanoy, and I'm the manager of District 1441 and 2731, and we really are glad that you're here with us today. I want to talk about planning now. Why do a fundraiser? And of course, you have that opportunity to give your exposure for recruiting, increase your customer base, repeat sales, a fast track to President's Club. You're helping a community or the organization with their goals and their needs, and you're guaranteed 50% earnings. You've got lots of updated supports online, so you're going to want to make sure you check those out. There's a lot of misconceptions about fundraising. The first one is that the organization has to be nonprofit. That's not the case at all. Even an individual may need to do a fundraiser, maybe to help earn money for college or whatever. There's any opportunity is available for you. The conception that you have to be a top seller to do an Avon fundraiser. Nope, you do not have to be, but doing an Avon fundraiser can certainly help you become a top seller. And that you need to have large sales every time to make it worthwhile. Again, not at all, because this is a 50% earning opportunity. So, what's in it for you? What would one fundraiser per quarter do for your business? If you're breaking it down, if the fundraiser group has 10 participants and each one has a whole goal of $100, well, what's that? That's $1,000 in sales extra to your team and your earnings. The same scenario, get together with a school, a larger group, 400 people, and $100 each, $40,000. The school earns $16,000. You're going to earn $4,000 for doing it. And you have $40,000 in award sales. So, think about it. What would you do with an extra $1,000, an extra $4,000? All of this is going to be bonus incremental dollars for you and residual customers and new team members from now on. So, if you've ever sold a lipstick, you can sell a fundraiser. Just think about, who do you approach? You start with the groups and organizations that you already know personally, or that you know through family and friends and other associations. Who's going to be doing the selling? They are. Those members of the organization will be going out to their family, their friends, their coworkers, and getting those orders and those sales. And what are they going to sell? It's going to depend on how you set it up for them. Did you set it up with a flyer? Are they working with the owls? Are they using the Merriam Bright booklet? It's going to just, however you and that organization deemed was the very best use for them to have the best results. So the paths of your success with a fundraiser are very, very simple. First you got to find the organization. And have your information with you all the time. Be talking to people all the time. Teach members of your team how to be looking for organizations all the time. Find the program that's going to work best for them. Make sure that you have it registered, and then manage the fundraiser and follow up, because that's truly the fortune. There is not only the earnings that you get from the initial fundraiser, but the money that you can make from then on, all the new customers and team members you're going to have from participating in that.
Hey guys, it's Tracy from Districts 1535 and Districts 1565. So I'm going to go over the first few steps with you on what you do this fundraiser. So just as Dawn said before, always have information on you, because you never know when you're going to be out there talking to people and, something comes up about a fundraiser. And wouldn't it be nice to be able to pull out your folder, your binder, however you carry it, and show your fundraising stuff right then and there? This way the person doesn't lose interest, or you can't get a hold of them once you leave them. You've always got that stuff right there for them. So step one is promote the fundraising to the people you know. Just the people you know. They talk to you. You're promoting with them. Promote the groups that which you're personally involved with. We're all involved with some sort of, where it could be a church, it could be sporting events, things like that. Promote the business in which you are personally involved. Advertise on bulletin boards, flyers, libraries, senior citizen centers, YMC. Advertise it. Sometimes they don't even know that we do fundraising. Promote through social media and online sites dedicated to fundraising ideas, because there are plenty of those out there to find. And use the fundraising flyers booklet as brochure inserts when delivering customers. Again, you never know where a fundraiser might interest someone. So if you have that opportunity, stick it into all your brochures, because it could land you a fundraiser. your customers always have leads too, and they're a great source to pull from.
There we go.
Okay. So step 1, finding the organization. We're still there. So here is some information on what you could say. Hello, this is Tracy. I'm an Avon representative, and I would love to speak to you, but with the person in charge for fundraising and organization for your school. Whom do I speak? And you can sit at home on the phone and calling these people and just introducing yourselves if you can't be out and about. But this will work for either way. And then I'm sure you've heard of Avon. What you may not know is Avon's the top beauty company. So you're bragging about what this business can do for them. So, utilize the tools that Avon has here for you, because it'll help you talk to if you're unsure what to say, this will help you put the words out there to talk to people about getting a fundraiser. So, and then before we meet, I'd like to know about your organization needs. So you're trying to make this opportunity to meet the people or to meet who's in charge. So you want to find out when they're planning a fundraiser, how much they want, how many participants, because you got to know to organize yourself a bit. So you need to ask them any questions about what they need, as well as you're telling them what Avon can offer. This way you can pair it up to what their needs of the business would do. And then kind of find out what they've done in the past as well, because you want to know what maybe you could do different than what other fundraisers have done for them in the past. And so you kind of want to see what they've done in the most recent past as well. And then topics to cover. So you wanted to cover earning potentials, because you want them to know what they can earn. And typically we're guaranteed 50% for fundraising. Typically we offer 40% to the organization, and you keep 10% to cover your costs and all and those effects. And the 40% is a great earnings for that organization. And if they make great earnings from you, they'll come back. And again, you want to address your own costs. So if you keep 10%, you're covering your flyers, your bags, all of your labels, all that kind of thing, just to cover it. Because remember, you may not putting a ton of money in your pocket, but you're helping your award sales, you're helping the organization, and you're giving them that great earnings the great earnings as well. But you're also gaining. Think of all the customers and recruits that you could be gaining from this organization as well. At the presentation, begin by introducing yourself, very brief description about the Avon fundraiser, your recommendation for fundraising types. Go there organized. Don't give them a ton of things to choose from, because you're going to confuse them. Maybe go with a couple of options here. I think this is best for your organizations. I either have, for instance, right now we have Annie the Owl going on, or other fundraising one going on. You go in with some sort of you're ready. Don't go with a ton of different things for them, because you'll confuse the organization. Then they might want to take time to think about it. What if it doesn't work for them? So just go in knowing what you want to offer them. Agree on the earnings. Already know in mind what you're going to do for the earnings. Will they have fundraising coordinators for the, who's going to be in charge over there? Who's the people you're going to speak to for it? And then discuss what happens when the orders arrive. For example, who will help sorting the bag product? So you're not doing this on your own. You meet up with the fundraising coordinators. You all get it, and you get organized and out into that organization. And make sure you're determining their needs. So it's timing, fundraiser start dates, fundraiser coordinators, who's going to be a coordinator for every 20 to 30 participants. The duration, order due date, expected delivery, and payment to you, because you've got to get it in, and you want to take all money up front. There's no paying afterwards. All money has to come up front. And who's going to help packaging the orders. And then choose a flyer program. Like I was saying before, you don't want to go with a whole bunch of options. We got the Make It Merry, which is really awesome right now, and we've got Annie the Owl. So 2 great options to present to the organization. And then step 3, you want to book it. So you don't take time, just try to book it right then and there. You're going to get the fundraising agreement form filled out, the contact timeline, the fundraising, and have it all signed and ready to go right then and there. And make sure you're ordering the appropriate number of flyers based on your agreement with the coordinators. Off to you, Tina.
Well, hello, everyone. I am Tina Bridges. I am the district manager with 1377 and District 1449, and I'm going to go over the step 4, managing your fundraiser and follow-up. The biggest thing, you hear us talk a lot about following up. So what you want to do is schedule a meeting with your group the week before, and you want to go over, introduce if you've already got them set up, you want to come and sit down with them, make sure you have your calendar and you've got that going. You want to introduce the program and the fundraiser to the group coordinator and any other participants that will be handling that. You want to discuss the group, why the group is selling Avon. So say if it's a school or a band or whatever, you want to have those people there and discuss so that you can help also answer any questions. And what's in it for the organization? You want to talk to them about, you're the Avon representative, but what the funds, while they're going to be helping raise the money, what the fund's going to do for their organizations, because you've already talked to the main coordinator. Okay, and what's in it for them? Prizes, do you have anything going on? You can come up with anything. It's your business, so you can come up with different prizes if you want. And you may have the organization, some agreement ahead of time that you want to be given away. And review all the goals and the schedule materials. So you want to really walk through the process with them. Now, managing the fundraiser, we have three success steps. So you want to provide them with the flyers. And you can discuss ahead of time, are they going to just use black and white? What are they going to do? Because you'll have all this discussed before you really talk to the whole team that's going to be doing this. So you want to have everything ready and organized. Each participant, you want to talk to them about, they're going to have the collection envelopes. They'll need to collect the money up front. You'll want to make sure they return that with the payment. So, if you're really worried about, well, how am I going to, I don't have credit, or I have a limited credit amount. When you do a fundraiser, you're going to collect all the money up front. So they're going to bring that money to you, and you're going to pay Avon when you place that order. So you'll collect and submit the order with your normal processing. And we always tell everybody, hit, like if you're placing, say it's your campaign 23, you may want to have this separate. So you would say ship separate, this fundraiser. You would put it just like you would any other order. And, as well as you can put it, you can ship as many as you want. So if I want this by this date, I need a couple, it's a big order, I need to have a few come in. So you can have multiple orders coming in from this one fundraisers. Just make sure when, everyone's clear when the orders are due. You want to have it collect way ahead before you're going to have to send your order in. You want to make sure that the organization knows when the delivery is going to come and when when it's going to come to you, when you're going to deliver it, when they can pick up their orders, and when all the payments are due. So if they know, hey, I'm selling for 2 weeks, when do they need? They may have tons of orders, and they may want to go back and collect payments too. So make sure all that's very clear. Now, scheduling your launch. So you want to talk about having that launch meeting and walking through. I think this is the same thing.
Yeah, I think we've already covered all that.
Yeah, that's the same one. And, it's, again, too, you're going to follow up with the organization, keep in touch with them throughout. So if it's running for, a lot of people do, when you're doing different organization, it might run a month or two. Make sure you have on your calendar, and whoever organizing that, you stay in contact so that you can follow up and ask them any questions, like if they have anything going on. Make sure you're staying in contact. And once you've collected all that, you want to make sure that you give thank you notes. And it doesn't matter. Like we've told you, you've heard everybody talk already. If you have 5 customers to 500 customers, make sure that you have a thank you card in each one of those, and you follow up. So it doesn't matter the number of people you have. Sending a thank you note with your information will help get you customers later on, and as well as potential recruits. So as you're doing this fundraiser really can grow for you. It can really grow your business if you're consistently doing a fundraiser consistently. It's all about following up. Make sure you have all the things that you need when you're gonna, from everything from where you're gonna start it. So if you know right now, when you're watching this video and you're listening to everything, we're gonna have it where you can play it back as well as look at the slides. So be organized. So what I suggest you today is go ahead and run up everything and say, I'm gonna do a fundraiser. It doesn't matter if you have an organization yet or not, but have everything. Create your folder and make sure you have, what are you gonna say? Write down what you're gonna say, sample letters, your phone script, all your marketing materials, all your contact, and everything together in a folder so that you have it ready to go. And you have all these resources that are available on youravon.com. Look under representative resources, and there is a fundraiser where you can drop down and print everything and add your information on that. Now, I just talked to you about where, I don't know what to do. Where do I start? Well, think about things. Right now, you probably have something near and dear to your heart that this is really something it's important. Right now, if you look at your social media site, you will see flooding, breast cancer, children, and Tammy, I was going to talk a few minutes about children, whatever it is near and dear to your heart. If you're looking at different, you can have multiple things going on. If you look on there and say, somebody will say they lost a family, can you do, you may think, I don't think I can make a big difference, but you can make a difference in life of at least one person. So when you see that, look at social media, look at car washes. When you see a car wash going on and someone wants to wash your car, pull over and ask, who is in charge of this organization that you have? If someone's got a barbecue or anything that's going on, ask them. If someone wants to sell you a candy bar, say, who is the contact person that you have? Buy the candy bar, and get a contact information. Anytime you are given something, get you a name and number so that you can participate in an organization. And when you're out about, we always told you, I think you heard Tracy talking about it, Power 3, you've heard us talk about it several times. You need to have information with you all the time and be prepared. Have a mini kit. We call it a mini fundraiser kit. We talked to you about having a mini kit. So whenever you walk out of your house, you are the boss. Remember the boss life? You are the boss of your business. So every time you walk out of your house, you need to have brochures. You need to have marketing material, a mini kit ready, and you should always have a fundraiser kit. And here's like an example. You could have like just a letter from yourself, a brochure, a sample of, whatever fundraiser flyer we have. It doesn't have to be in color. Run it off in black and white. Run off a little sheet, how much money they can make, and the flyer here where it says Avon can help you. It's just a few pieces of paper and a nice little envelope to have with you as you're talking to people. So if you saw that car wash or someone come up to you wanting to sell you donuts, you can hand that material right back to them, and you have everything ready to go. That's how you're going to build your customers and your fundraisers. A call to action. So what we're going to tell you now is we want you to listen to this presentation. We want you to grow your sales. So every 2 weeks, we're going to come to you to talk to you about how you can grow your sales. If you follow this process, we promise you your business will grow and you will make the President's Club. So consider, first thing I want you to do is write down what goal you are. Are you a President's Club? If you're watching this now, you might only have a $3,000 or $4,000 sale already for the year. If you do a fundraiser, you can easily move this to the $10,000 mark, over the $10,000 mark. If you're already President's Club, do you want to go to the next level? So write that down, and this fundraiser can help you achieve that. Level the resources we have. Remember, go run all those things off, the promotional flyers. Everything is right there for you, all the opportunity. And make sure always, start a conversation with someone. Always talk to the customers, listen to your customers, listen to clues when people are talking. You might be at your church dinner. You might be, anything you hear somebody talking about, they need money. It can be individual if you wanted to do that. Approach everybody about the opportunity. Always give your mini kits and partner with your upline, which is your above mentor, or your district manager. We're here to help you. And we always post things for you online to help you.
Okay.
Now, I want to introduce you today. So you're probably asking, especially if you're brand new, you're thinking, how in the world am I going to go about this? Well, I wanted to tell you about Tammy, who's joining here. Hi, Tammy. Tammy was in my District 1442. I've known her for a little while. Y'all probably seen her President's Club lunches. I was just really amazed when I worked with her in the field. And Tammy had started an organization herself, but she works her fundraisers year round. So I'm going to let her tell you how this can work for you. And it could be just one, it could be selling anything. So Tammy, will you please explain how you've moved your business every year and what your organization is all about?
Wow. Okay. So that's a lot of information, and I took it as like that was a lot of information. Even when I looked into the fundraising and I read it up for myself, like that's a lot of information and that's a lot of stuff to do. So I kind of looked at it as how can I do this a different way so it's not a lot of information. So what I do is I kind of work the fundraiser into my business to where I fundraise year round. And I do that I use the fundraise sheets that's available on youravon.com, and I put them out to my customer with every brochure from campaign 1 to campaign 26. So if my customers order them, I always have a fundraiser registered, and I put that in as a fundraiser. And then I order a bundle from that fundraiser sheet, and I make it up in a basket. So every Saturday, throughout the campaign, I offer that basket that I make up. I get the basket at the Dollar Tree, so I spend out of pocket maybe $2 making up that basket. I raffle that basket off for $1 a raffle ticket to my customers, to anybody that I run. When I set up events at local businesses, they can purchase a ticket for $1 for that basket. On every Saturday, I draw that ticket and I contact that winner and they get that basket. All the money I collect, I put separate so that when the plush animal at fourth quarter comes out, all that money that's collected, I purchase owls, or this year it's owls, last year it was elephants. And then I donate that plush animal to the abused and neglected children right here in my local county, or in another county across the state of North Carolina, or in another state if we fulfill those animals for the state of North Carolina. So I open up a bigger fundraiser by donating those animals. So throughout the year, I'm raffling baskets at events that I go to. When I set up the events at the businesses, I'm also recruiting. So I'm also building my team by getting people to join Avon. So I'm building my team, and I'm also fundraising. So I'm kind of killing two stones by doing that. So I started out with a very small business. When I first started 7 years ago, my sales were right around $1,000. I've made PC every year. This year, I'm actually right around $4,000 away from Honor Society, and I'm that way because of fundraising. I made the decision when I started this year I was going to make Honor Society, and I'm going to make Honor Society because I've fundraised this way this year. This is the first year that I've done the fundraising year round. It's a great opportunity. When you go to a business, sometimes it's just what you say, and it's not the fact that you're going there to say, I want to sit outside and recruit. You say, I want to raise money. And I'm raising money because I want to support this organization. If it be Toys for Tots, or if it be Give a Child a Smile, which is the name of my organization, to promote money to help stop child abuse. Whatever your organization is, if it be, I'm trying to raise money to help this cancer patient pay for their chemotherapy. You find what you want to do. I always welcome people to join me with my support to raise awareness for child abuse. You know, you're always welcome to do that. Whatever it is, you use that to get into the door to the local businesses in your area. They're always willing to help you. I'm not nonprofit, so it doesn't have to be a nonprofit. What you do is you charge the customers, and you use that by charging them the tax on there. You can still sell the owls for $19.99, but then when the time comes for that tax, you just back up. Instead of ordering, like so far I've sold 167 owls, but I have the tax on that. So the tax right now is $107 roughly on there. So I'm gonna back up and not order as many owls because that tax is gonna come out of the price of those owls. So you're not gonna order as many owls because you've gotta pay that tax. Instead of coming out of your pocket, you're gonna use some of that profit to pay the tax because you're nonprofit. So there's other ways around it to do it. But you use your businesses to your advantage. And you can build your team at the same time because you can also recruit. No matter where I go, I always have an Avon book out because it's Avon that is allowing us to fundraise. So you always want to sponsor Avon, but you also want to use that fundraising also. So you can do your baskets by buying the products under the fundraising. You get the 50% profit from the products that you buy from the fundraiser flyer. Make up your little baskets. You can even use the bags that you put your brochures in that you toss or hang on doors. Those work perfect. You tie them up with a bow, with a ribbon. Products fit in there perfectly too. They can work as baskets. Sell your tickets for $1. You get your tickets even at the Dollar Tree too. You get a big roll of them, and then, you know, you sell them for $1 throughout the year. Give a basket away. You still get that 50%. You're spending maybe $10 on the basket of the products. If you get a $9.99 bundle, you're going to get that $10 back. You do that from January until September. By then, your owls are out, and you're making that money back by selling the plush animal for $19.99. So you can fundraise year round. You can get that 50% profit and still be putting your brochures out and getting that additional profit and building your sales.
Well, thank you so much, Tammy, for joining us. And those of you who would like to hear Tammy's full story, she's got an amazing story of why she started this. And I'd love to have you hear about it. If you look at our Facebook group, we have that. Even if you go in and like search, you can search in like, I think it's probably under Tammy Horton, look at her name. I think it'll pull it up. But we have a short video. And if you want to, can you give them the name of your organization? The website, your Facebook, I'm sorry.
The Facebook is www.facebook.com. Give a Child a Smile, the number 1 ST. And if you want to join under my fundraiser, you can get the forms off of the Falcon page. I don't know if y'all got those or not. They are still on there under the files. You can also email me at tamhart09@gmail.com, and I can help you get started. I'm open to that. There's still time. I do have a deadline, though, for all the owls to come to me. The deadline is December 1st. So I think currently with everybody that has responded, I just did an update with those that are working with me. And so far with the 7 people that in District 1442 and the 5 people in the other states, we currently have 787 owls.
Woohoo! Wow, amazing.
Different. So the goal is to get to 1,500, and that way we would cover completely of North Carolina. We need 2,300 total. And then we would move on to the next state, which Ohio is the next one that has asked for them. So we're still not quite at that goal, but I'm sure we'll reach it. I know I have faith in everybody that's joining in. So I know we're going to get there. I try to stay positive on everything. So we've definitely reached North Carolina's goal. They only wanted 1,100. So we have that.
So join her page, and like she said earlier, this would still go on your sale. So you may have something that's near and dear to your heart. We just want you to do whatever you feel like, whatever's moved you in your heart, you're going to be passionate about it, and go sell that. And, I'll tell you, even if you had one owl, if you said, hey, I don't know what to do, start with one owl. You don't even have to have the owl. Run it off and tell everybody, hey, I'm trying to help an organization to get owls to as many children I can in North Carolina for the holidays. And if you sell one, it's one child you made a difference. So it does not matter. Do not feel ashamed if you sold one, because I saw someone post that they got one and decided not to do a fundraiser. But you know what? You take that one owl and sell that owl, you are going to make a difference. And so anything that you do or you choose, if it's breast cancer, whatever, if you only sold a bracelet or 2, that is more. If everybody would do that, think of the difference that you would make in anything that you do. So you always make a difference. It just takes one. And I just want to I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I've had reps message me and friend request me and say, I have 2 owls. Do you want them? You know what? I'll take a half an owl. It doesn't matter to me. I will take anything that you got. And if you just want to friend request me, let me know that you're with Avon, and I'll talk to you. It doesn't bother me the least. If you just want help, more information or anything, we're all one Avon. We're all in it together. I will definitely meet with you, talk with you. I will help you any way I can, because that's what it's all about.
That's right. And we make a difference. You ladies and gentlemen make a difference with Avon, and we're here to help each other, learn from each other. And I promise you, those of you, I had several people say, I don't know what to do or how to do it. Just do something very simple to get you started. Once you have once you do any kind of fundraiser, you will continue to grow. Just add a little bit at a time. because if you brand new starting with us, give it a try. We want you to make all the money you can and help as many people as you can. And I want you to watch the video because I know Tammy, she has her why. And you hear us talk about a why, and we're going to talk more about this. I heard this statement from a friend of mine, and it's called the why that makes you cry. So when you look at these sales goals that you have, it may be, I only have 1,000 in, how am I going to do this? I promise you, if you get out there and you have a why, if you write down, this is the why that makes me cry, you can do it. You have to have a reason every day to get up and make a difference in your life. You know, you can make a difference in somebody else, but we have to start somewhere. So thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to hear your why that makes you cry, and I can't wait to see you make the President's Club. But thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.